Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Twilight Princess. I am Shouty Productions, and in the last episode, we started Arbiter's grounds. We found all the Poes, or Arbiters, or however you want to pronounce it. I'm really not sure. I didn't ask that, how it's pronounced, which I probably should have, but better late than never. Anyway, in case you're wondering how I got here, just pull that switch over there and run under here, under the chandelier. Port falls, pretty basic stuff, and open the treasure chest and you get a red ruby. Just getting it pretty much for shits and giggles, nothing really too fantastic. I didn't really need to do that. I could have used my hook shot to get onto that target over there, but I forgot about that. So, either way, now that we have all 4 Poes, we can proceed to the second part of the dungeon, where we'll get the dungeon item, and we'll fight the boss, and do all that wonderful stuff. And there we go. But unlike Ocarina of Time, once we get all 4 Poes, our journey is not done. We still have quite a bit more to do, in fact. Which is, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this whole thing. I don't know, this dungeon, it's pretty okay. I'd say. It's probably one of the better ones, actually. I don't know, and the dungeon item is pretty cool, I will say. There's the boss key already, and here's something we'll use the dungeon item in. I bet you're wondering what it is, because it hasn't been featured in any Zelda games ever. So that's pretty, it's pretty interesting, unique item that really hasn't been done before, so that was pretty cool that they included it. But I'm not really going to talk about it anymore. I'll just talk about it when I actually get it. So this room, this is probably one of the more annoying rooms in the dungeon. You have to, by spinning this thing a certain way, you'll either move up or down, and obviously by pushing it south, no, what is this? Oh, you can't even tell that by that. You just have to kind of remember which way you pushed it, and which way will push you where. For an impatient person like me, pushing it the wrong way and then having to go back and push it the other way like I have to do now, it just kind of pisses me off. And I was talking with Paper Mario guy today, because he was at my house, or on Sunday, last Sunday I should say, because it's not obviously going to be today when I upload this, and he was saying the same thing. He's like, you know man, really hate this whole, I don't even remember how he said it. He didn't bring it up like that. I don't even know what I was doing. I don't even know anymore. No, but we were talking about, I think we were talking about Banjo-Kazooie. No, we were talking about Donkey Kong 64 and then Banjo-Kazooie, and how, it seemed, Donkey Kong 64 seemed like a good game to him, but it was just moving too slowly, and he doesn't like moving slowly in games. He's not a big fan of that at all. Actually, we were talking about that, weren't we? I feel like we were talking about that in an episode of this LP, or maybe just an episode of something that I did for the Koopa Ninja Bros. Not really sure. I don't think there's anything else for me to find in here. Is there anything of real worth? I don't think so. Because I got the compass, and I know Uku's not in here, and I got the map, obviously. And I know the dungeon item's obviously not in here, so we can proceed. Or we have to go down a little bit lower. Okay, that works too. Hopefully I'm pushing it the right way. Please go down. Please go down. Thank you. Can't stand that shit. But yeah, he was just like, I always have to walk on Kazooie because Banjo's so damn slow. And he compared Donkey Kong 64 to Banjo-Kazooie at 50%. So that's pretty damn slow. I don't know, Donkey Kong 64, my main problem with it, although I really did enjoy it, just getting all the fucking bananas. Pain in the ass. You can only get the bananas at certain Kongs, and they're pretty much required. And I wanted to get all the collectibles and stuff, so I was trying to do my best to get the banana medals and stuff. So I was pretty anal about getting all the bananas, and it was just a pain. Because there are 5 different Kongs, so you have to go through the level pretty much 5 different times if you want to get all the clues. It was pretty annoying. Let me just do an experiment real quick of sorts. Let's not use that. Let's see, is there anything else on me? Yes, there is. I fucking hate these rats. They're so goddamn annoying, especially when they jump on you as a human. Because then you have to change into a wolf, and it's just a pain in the ass. Which way am I going? Oh, fuck you, asshole. I'm just being slowed down a lot. I'm just fuck between those rats. Okay, I was not ready to start. I was not going to start this room over again. It just wasn't gonna happen. And I'm not getting frozen by that guy again. He can kiss my ass. He really can't though, because I don't want this skeleton zombie thing anywhere near my ass. Oh my god, he just like warped a couple feet closer to me. That was scary. That was one of the scariest moments of my life. Not really though. That'd just be plain silly. I don't need to be over here. This is the wrong side. I'm just freaking out. No, there's gonna be spikes here. That'd be too easy. You have to go like around. Yeah. Because I was gonna say, it shouldn't be over here. That'd be too easy. Or I did say that rather. Yeah, I'm just used to everything being on that side. And vice versa. Because again, game mirrored. Blech. I'm just fucking full of excuses. Maybe I'm better off dead. Nah. Even though I'm not suicidal at all. But even if I say something, I'm so fucking stupid. What? Oh my god. I just might as well just put my dick in there. Like that's probably the best course of action for me at this point. But yeah, even when I say something like relating to like hurting myself sarcastically, like some people are just always like, "Don't say that." I'm like, I will say that. Don't try to stop me. You can't stop my sarcasm. Here's Uku, our favorite chicken with a human-like head that looks fucking creepy and ugly as hell thing. Because I was describing with adjectives, and I should really say a noun after that if I want to be grammatically correct, even though grammar's for fucking faggots. Oh, this looks fun. This looks fun. I would want to be in this room in real life with this spinning, spiky thing. Yes, that's the best way I can describe it. This spinning, spiky thing. Now, what am I even trying to do here? Oh, I'm trying to go for this room. Because the other one is blocked with a gate. Yes, indeed. I have a feeling we're getting close to the end of this dungeon already. Which is crazy if you think about it. I am almost done. Did I just kill both of those guys in one shot? Wow. What a bunch of pussies. Again, I apologize. I was a little out of line. Just a tiny bit. Kill this guy while I'm at it, while I'm on a killing spree. Or that could have no effect on him. Or maybe it did, and he was just one of those people that take 2 hits to kill. I don't know. I guess you had to kill all these guys in order to open those gates. That's good, because I really didn't know what I was supposed to do. That is swell. But yes, I am destroying this dungeon, asshole. The really best way I can describe it right now. I'm just breezing through this dungeon. Up until this point, all the dungeons have really taken 3 episodes, plus an extra episode for like the boss. So really 4 episodes. But this one, I have a feeling that this might, it might end up dragging into a 4th episode with cutscenes and shit, but I really don't know. I think this is definitely a shorter dungeon, especially if you know what you're doing. What do we have to do here? Just, especially if you know what you're doing. What do we have to do here? I love how that's exactly like the first thing I say after I say it. If you know what you're doing. But yeah, just cut one of the cords on that flaming, or not even flaming sword. It wasn't flaming at the time that I cut it, but it wasn't even flaming. It's not even flaming now. I meant to say floating. That's probably it. But this boss isn't a sword. That'd just be silly. This dungeon is a knack for having invisible things in it that you can't do shit about unless you turn into a wolf and use your senses. And obviously you have to attack it while it's that shade of blue. It's the same with every fucking boss. And I think we already beat his first stage? Yes, we did. Wow, what a pussy. I'm sorry, I've been saying that so much. Paper Mario guy is just having the worst influence on me. He really does have the worst influence on me, though. I used to be such a nice boy before I knew Paper Mario guy. And lost all my respect for authority amongst many other things. What a fucking fag! But yeah, you're gonna need your arrows for this part anyway, because you'll float around and shoot him with your arrow when you get the chance, or with your arrows, and ultimately he'll land again. He'll start like spinning around you and shit, and he'll ultimately land and just dodge his strike, and then you can beat on him with your sword, and that's really it. Just keep an eye on him, and don't let him sneak up on you. I might sneak up on you. That was the Employee of the Month episode of SpongeBob. Oh, my SpongeBob referencing skills never fail me. Another arrow, if I can stop failing so much. Fuck. Oh, there we go. And I'll spin around you. Tough boss! Tough boss right here. I am so low on health right now, it's fucking crazy. It is fucking crazy. I am at risk of dying right now. I think I might die. I really should have beaten him by now. I've gotten a chance to hit him how many times already? I don't know, maybe I just suck. I don't know, but you know that second boss in Wind Waker? Of course you do. Or you may not. I don't really care. I'm gonna tell you this anecdote either way, regardless of whether or not you know who I'm talking about. That big plant thing that you have to cut all of its things with your boomerang, and then it'll open up and you'll have to go inside and slice him. And slice up the little plant thing inside. Yeah, that thing. I beat that boss because I was playing Wind Waker the other day in one like round of hitting him. Like I cut all the things on top of him and then I ran in and I beat him in one thing. Like he didn't even get a chance to like close up and do that whole thing, and I didn't have to like cut down the tentacles and hit him again. It was just one shot. I seriously think that's the fastest I've ever beaten that boss. I will pause my anecdote to talk about this weapon though. You got the spinner! This ancient machine allows you to float in the air. And it is a grand, grand item indeed. You don't use it as much as maybe, you do use it quite a bit, but it's not like one of those big like staple items like say the I don't know, like the arrows or like the bow. You really do use the bow a lot. So it would be hard to create an item that you would use as much as the bow. But yeah, the bow, or no, the spinner, really all it lets you do is not, well, actually two things. It lets you obviously, as I've already demonstrated, you can latch onto these. You can latch onto these things right here and run along them, which is quite useful. I almost missed that. I did miss that, but I got myself. And you can jump off with the A button and go in the opposite direction. If you want to latch onto an adjacent one, or a parallel one, I should say, parallel track, like so. And yeah, another thing it's good for is getting smashed with the spinning spikes. Yeah, these spiky things are pretty much going to appear from this point on, like as sort of hazards while you're using your spike, or while you're using your spinner, to try and fuck you over. So get used to seeing them. But another use they have is that, remember that thing we saw in the ground, a little hole thing? Well, you have to use your spinner to spin that thing, and it will, you know, activate shit like a normal switch. Red roof here, and fuck. Oh, there we go. That's what we have to latch onto. I feel like there might be a heart piece in here somewhere. So I don't know. Let me look at my dungeon map. Yeah, I'm doing such a good job. Yeah, I think it's in here somewhere. Though I don't. I remember it being like a pretty obvious spot. As long as I, yeah, like somewhere stupid, like up here. I don't know if this is actually gonna be it though. Yes, it is. See, the heart pieces in this dungeon are just so easy to find. And with that, we've found the last heart piece in this dungeon. If you miss that heart piece, like, I don't know what to say. You're not a very, either you just don't care about treasure chests, or you're not a very observant person. But yeah, whatever the case may be, jump off there, because you'll be spinning in the wrong direction. And then go the right way to get up here. And this room's pretty fun, I have to admit. In general, the spinner is just a fun item to use. My only gripe with it is the fact that if you're not on a track when you're using it, you go like pretty fucking slow, I guess. So it's not good to like get. It's not a good item to like move around faster. It's pretty terrible when it comes to that, because you move around a little bit and then bam, you're going slowly, and then it'll eventually force you to stop using it. So it's really not like good in that aspect, but it serves its purpose well, and it controls pretty well. So as much as I'd like for it to be able to be used as something that'll let you, like a method of transportation, I guess you could call it, it's not really for that. Well, it is, obviously, but just not when you're on your feet. It's only good when there's tracks around, when there are tracks around. So yeah, use your spinner there, and the floor, or not the floor, the door will open, allow you to proceed. You can cross like sandy gaps and stuff like that, but it's not that fantastic if there aren't any tracks around. Now this part's pretty hardcore, I have to admit. I also have to admit that I raped the shit out of this dungeon, like 2 episodes, and fucking done. And anyway, you have to do a hardcore jump off the wall to land on the center platform, and then do another one of these things. Link looks just so fucking awesome doing that little dance of his. And the friction obviously causes these torches to light, and then this giant thing will spiral out from the ground, and then you can get up to the boss. And that's really it. We have the boss key, we have everything. Everything in the whole universe. Let's break these open, see what we can get, even though I really don't need anything, because I'm at full health, because this dungeon's fucking easy. Yeah, we're really done. So I am Shouty Productions, thank you very much for watching, and in the next episode we will fight the boss, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.